The topic for today, what we are going to discuss is multiprocessor configuration. This is Dr. Mohanlakshmi, Professor and Head, Department of VCE from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. On completion, the student will be able to explain the concept of multiprocessor configuration. They will be able to contrast and compare closely and loosely coupled configuration. They will also be able to list the advantages of multiprocessor configuration. So we'll see what are the types of multiprocessor configurations, and we should know what is multiprocess system. Okay, this refers to the use of multiple processes that executes instructions simultaneously and communicate with each other. So maximum out of 8086 is designed to implement three basic multiprocessor configuration. One is with coprocessor, the second one is with called closely coupled, and third it is called as loosely coupled. And example for coprocessor configuration is interfacing with an 8087, which is a numeric coprocessor, and the closely coupled configuration example is interfacing with 8089, which is an IO processor, and the third one is multibus configuration. And the core processors and closely coupled configuration are similar in that both 8086 and the external processor shares the memory, IO system, bus and control logic, clock generator. So this shows the coprocessor or closely coupled configuration where you could see there is an 8086 which is a microprocessor which is interfaced with a coprocessor, or it can be any independent processor. And here we have a bus control logic which shares the memory, IO, the system bus, the clock, which as I've said already. And the test pin of 8086, it is always used in conjunction with the wait instruction in multiprocessing environment. This is input from the 8087 coprocessor. During execution of a wait instruction, the CPU will check this signal. If this signal is low, then the execution of the signal will continue. If not, it will stop the execution. Coprocessor cannot take control of the bus, it does everything only through the CPU. So this is a block diagram represents is a flow represents the coprocessor which is interfaced with microprocessor which is an Intel 8087 is interfaced with the microprocessor. So you could see here one side which is represented in the blue represents the main processor which is 8086 or 8088, and which is represented in orange which is a coprocessor. So it will wake up the coprocessor. So once it comes across any instruction with escape, it will wake up the coprocessor, and the it will monitor this coprocessor will monitor this 8086 or 8088, and it will execute the 8086 instructions, and this will deactivate the host test pin and execute the specific instruction. And once this deactivates both the test pin and execute the specific operation, it will activate the test pin and this will wait. So once again this will wake up the 8086 or 88 processor. So what I mean to say here is whenever it is coming across the escape instruction, so automatically the control will be shift over to the coprocessor. So this will execute, and once the execution of 8087 related instructions are over, it will wake up once again the 8086 or 8088 processor. So closely coupled example. So here you could see here closely coupled processor may take control of the bus independently, and other important thing you should remember is that two 8086 processor cannot be closely coupled. So this is what we have seen in the previous thing, which is a very descriptive example over here. So this will set up a message, it will wake up the independent processor without instruction, it will execute 8086 instruction, and it will wait for the ready or interrupt request. And this independent processor, which is an 8089, say it is interfaced with 8089 processor, which is an IO core processor. So this will wait for the request, it will fetch the message, it will perform the task, and it will notify the CPU, that is your main processor, after the completion of the execution. And coming to the loosely coupled configuration, it has shared system bus, system memory, and system IO. So each processor will has its own clock as well as its own memory, in addition to access to the system resources. It is used for medium to large multiprocessor system, and each module is capable of being the bus master. Any module could be a processor capable of being a bus master, a coprocessor configuration, or a closely coupled configuration. So, in the loosely coupled configuration, we don't have any direct connections between the modules. Each will share the system bus and communicate it through the shared resources. Processors in their separate modules can simultaneously access their private subsystems either through local buses and perform their local data references and instruction fetches independently. So, obviously, this will result in improved degree of concurrent processing. And this is excellent for real time applications as separate modules can be assigned with specialized tasks. And these are the advantages of multiprocessor configuration. First one is which will have high system throughput, which can be achieved by having more than one CPU, and the system can be expanded in modular form. So each busmaster module is an independent unit and normally resides on a separate PC board. So you can add it or remove it without affecting the others in the system. And the third advantage is a failure in any one of the module will not affect the breakdown of the entire system. And the faulty module can be easily detected and it can be replaced. Each bus master has its own local bus to access dedicated memory or IO devices. So we have a greater degree of parallel processing that can be achieved through the multiprocessor configuration. So these are the possible assessment question. So when is coprocessor used? How do you synchronize 8086 and its coprocessor? And what are the advantages of going for a loosely coupled system over tightly coupled system? What is the role of test pin of 8086 in coprocessor configuration? Thank you.